Breaking news. Coco Gauff's heartfelt confession unveils the hidden loneliness behind her success. The lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium still glimmer in her mind. The echoes of roaring fans. Coco! 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 Once felt like a storm of love, a warm ocean of applause that lifted her higher than she ever thought she could go. But behind those cheers, behind the cameras and trophies, there was silence. Coco Gauff, the American phenomenon who conquered hearts at 15, stood on top of the tennis world, smiling, waving, and winning, while inside, she carried a quiet ache. In a recent interview that stunned fans worldwide, Coco finally opened up about the hidden loneliness that followed her victories. "It's crazy," she said softly, her voice trembling. "You dream of success your whole life, but when you get there, it can feel really, really empty." It wasn't a headline crafted for clicks. It was a confession born from truth, and the world suddenly saw Coco Gauff not just as a champion, but as a human being fighting to balance light and shadow. A dream too big for a teenager. Rewind to 2019, the year of 15-year-old Coco stepped onto Wimbledon's grass and stunned Venus Williams. The world called her a prodigy, a miracle, a symbol of the sport's future. But what the cameras didn't capture was the aftermath. The nights alone in hotel rooms, scrolling through social media, watching friends her age go to parties and school dances while she prepared for another match. She traded the rhythm of high school laughter for the rhythm of serves and sprints. In her confession, Coco admitted, "People think it's all glamorous, but there are days when I wake up and feel like I've missed normal life. I've missed being just Coco." Her coaches saw her as a rising star. Her sponsors saw her as a brand. The fans saw her as hope. But sometimes she saw herself as a girl trying to breathe under the weight of expectation. The price of greatness. Tennis is a lonely sport. One player, one court, one battle. There's no team to share the loss, no teammate to hug after victory. For Coco, that solitude became both her fortress and her prison. During the off-seasons, she traveled city to city, country to country, Tokyo, Melbourne, Paris, London, always surrounded by people, yet rarely connected. The irony stung. Millions followed her every move online, but few truly knew her. In her own words, she revealed, "Sometimes I win a big match, walk back to my hotel room, and just cry, not because I was sad about tennis, but because I didn't know who to call or what to feel." That confession silenced a generation of fans who believed success always equaled happiness. The story of Coco's rise is cinematic, but every film has quiet scenes. After her first Grand Slam title at the U.S. Open, the celebrations were endless. Press conferences, photo shoots, parades. Yet when the lights dimmed, she found herself scrolling through her phone, staring at unanswered texts. The people closest to her, family, coaches, were proud, but she longed for something deeper. Connection. Her mother, Candid Gauff, once said, "Coco's always been mature. But maturity can be lonely when you grow up faster than everyone else." The confession revealed a side of the champion fans had never seen. The fragility behind her focus, the vulnerability beneath her victory, loneliness in the spotlight. Loneliness doesn't always come from being alone. It can come from being seen too much. Coco couldn't walk through airports without fans asking for selfies. She couldn't post a photo without thousands of comments analyzing her clothes, her hair, her smile. "It's like living in a glass room," she said. "Everyone sees you, but no one really hears you." There were days when she envied anonymity, when she wished to be just another face in a crowd. The world called her a role model, but she sometimes wished to be just a young woman finding herself, making mistakes privately. Yet even in her solitude, she remained grounded. She journaled nightly, writing lines like, "I want to learn how to love tennis without losing myself in it." The pressure to be perfect. Success is a strange companion. It praises you and pressures you at the same time. Every win raised expectations. Every loss sparked headlines. When Coco lost early in tournaments, critics called it a slump. When she won, they said it was expected. The joy of competition slowly turned into a cycle of fear. Fear of disappointing fans. Fear of not living up to the myth of Coco Gauff. In her confession, she revealed how that fear nearly broke her. "There were moments when I thought about quitting. Not forever, but just stopping, taking a break, because I felt like I wasn't playing for me anymore. Those words echoed across sports communities. Many athletes recognize the same struggle, the invisible war between mental peace and public perfection, the hidden friendships. Amid her loneliness, Coco found unexpected allies, fellow athletes who understood the burden. Naomi Osaka once reached out, offering quiet encouragement. Serena Williams sent her a note after her U.S. Open win. Don't let the world define your joy. You get to choose what fills you. Those small gestures became lifelines. Coco learned to rebuild her circle, people who saw her not as a brand, but as a person. She began sharing more about her mental health journey, not to seek sympathy, but to break the silence that too many young athletes live in when success feels like solitude. As her fame grew, Coco realized something profound. The higher you climb, the thinner the air becomes. Winning titles brought joy, but also distance. Friends treated her differently. Strangers felt entitled to her time. It's weird, she said. People love you more when you're winning, but that's when you feel the most alone. That honesty struck a chord across the world. Sports psychologists praised her courage. Fans flooded her socials with messages of support. Parents showed her quotes to their children as reminders that success doesn't always mean peace. Yet, Coco didn't share her confession for attention. She shared it for healing. The moment of realization. The turning point came one night in a quiet hotel room in Beijing. She had just lost a tough semifinal. Her phone buzzed with messages. Sponsors, reporters, journalists, all asking for statements. But the message that changed everything came from her grandmother. Healing through honesty. Since her confession, Coco's energy has shifted. She meditates more. She reads poetry. She plays matches not for validation, but for love of the craft. Her coach noticed it first. She's freer now, he said. She's playing with joy again. And perhaps that's the true victory. Not the trophies, not the rankings, but the rediscovery of herself. In a world that constantly demands more, Coco Gauff has learned the courage to say, enough. I am enough. The light beyond the court. As the sun sets on another season, Coco stands in the middle of an empty stadium, holding her racket loosely. The echoes of applause still linger, but this time, she's not chasing them. The silence no longer feels lonely. It feels peaceful. She smiles softly to herself. Tennis gave me the world, she says. But finding myself, that's my greatest win. And with that, Coco Gauff walks off the court, not as a lonely prodigy, not as a pressured superstar, but as a young woman who faced her own silence and found strength within it. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.